A red blood-like rain suddenly began to fall over the town, and it kept getting heavier and heavier. The streets were completely empty, and those inside their homes were stunned by what they saw. This was no ordinary rain. One woman reached out to touch the red rain, but the moment it touched her skin, it began to burn, as if it were sulfuric acid. The rain was so corrosive, it could melt flesh. Scientists quickly began investigating, and they eventually traced the phenomenon back to a lake in the town. It seemed that something abnormal in the lake had released toxins into the environment. Lisa and her team were sent to investigate the polluted lake. A few hours later, the poisonous rain finally stopped, but they all knew this was only the beginning. Something bigger was coming. Soon, the third disaster arrived. Lisa discovered a massive infestation of tiny insects on a nearby farm. Though small in size, the insects had terrifying strength and could devour hundreds of pounds of food in minutes. In no time, the bugs swarmed over the farmers. If nothing was done, the insects would tear them apart. The government considered burning the wheat fields to stop the spread, but doing so would destroy the food supply. Searching for a better solution, Jack took a risk. He flew a small plane to spray insecticide over the farm. It was a dangerous mission. The farm lay near a mysterious transparent wall surrounding the town, and a single mistake could cause the plane to crash. But Jack pulled it off. He successfully completed the spray mission, avoided the wall, and returned safely. The farm was saved. Everyone began to celebrate. But then the fourth disaster struck, faster and more violently than any of the previous ones. The temperature suddenly dropped, and by the next morning, the entire town was covered in frost. The transparent wall was now coated in a thick layer of ice. Curious, one woman reached out to touch the icy wall, and her hand immediately froze to it. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't pull away. The ice began to spread, threatening to engulf her. Fortunately, a teammate arrived just in time and saved her from being trapped overnight. By then, the entire lake had frozen over, and temperatures continued to fall. The next day, things started to stabilize, but new questions arose. Why was the transparent wall sinking? As they were discussing it, a deep pulsing sound suddenly echoed through the air. They looked up in shock. The fifth, and most terrifying and disaster had arrived.